Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. And as you can see, it's a very misty, wet Tuesday. I'm down here on Wharf 6, just staying out of the elements for the time being. And I just want to talk to you about a wonderful book summary that I've got for you today. And it's by an author who I've really gotten to love. His name is Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza, and he's a medical professional. But he's used his education and his training to look at ways in terms of helping people understand tricks and hacks that they can use to improve their mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and a whole gambit of different areas of their lives. And the book that we're talking about today is entitled You Are the Placebo. You Are the Placebo. And it's a wonderful book which delves into the power of the human mind and how the human mind can shape our health, shape our experiences, shape our reality, and basically something that we can leverage to our benefit and at least be aware of. So, not sure if you understand or know what a placebo is, but the author kicks off the book by explaining that a placebo is either a pill or a solution. It's either a sugar pill or a saline solution that is used in the medical profession to test a trial drug or to test medicines to see if the medicines do work or whether or not they just happen to work without the medicine being taken. So it's used on a control group of people, and the objective of the placebo is just to see, if we did nothing at all, would the person get better? So a very powerful concept. I don't know who came up with it or how it was designed, but I guess through medical and scientific observation, we always need to have a control group to see or to test or to reference the results that we get from the medicines that we use against doing nothing at all. I remember many years ago when I was working at IBM, we had a leader there. I forget who he was and his name, but I remember him saying, we've got to ask ourselves a question always in our lives. What if we just did nothing at all? And this is what the placebo is designed to do, is to test that hypothesis. What would happen if we did nothing at all? So a placebo is administered either in a liquid form or a pill form, and as I said, it's not a drug. It is just a sugar pill or a saline solution, but the patient doesn't know whether or not they're getting the real pill, the real drug, or if they're getting nothing at all. So all the patients who are undergoing the test assume and know that they're getting a drug that's going to make them better. So this is the big trick. So the author then goes on to enlighten us, to tell us that the mind has tremendous power to heal the body. And we know that, the mind can make us relax. It can make us more anxious. Depending on what you're thinking, it can have an impact on your physicality. That's pretty obvious. We all know that. If we have a depressing thought, then all of a sudden we become depressed, and you wonder, how did that happen? It happens a lot when I sometimes listen to music. If you're listening to music, Greek music, for example, and we have different genres of music. We've got uplifting music, and we've got very depressing music. But that music alone can take you to a place and make you feel a certain way. And it's, without any drugs or without anything, but it's just, the things that you think about, the beat, the tempo, the rhythm has an impact on our physical being. Joe Dispenza also talks about the fact that there's placebo surgery. There are examples where people have been opened up and nothing has been done and have been sewn up again, but the patient doesn't know that nothing's been done, and lo and behold, the patient slowly gets better and gets over their ailment without anything happening at all, other than the belief that the patient had that the surgery had taken place, and the surgery was an outstanding success, and the patient miraculously gets better. It's quite weird, but it's true. So it's nothing to bring alarm. It's just the way things are, and it's the way things have always been. And the author then talks about Valium, how Valium impacts anxiety, but also they've given people placebos, and the anxiety has died down, has been eliminated. Also with Parkinson's disease, people have been given placebos and their nervous twitch, their shaking, has mysteriously stopped. And you often wonder, is it the drug that is having that effect, or is it the mind, if the thought that we're getting better and that we're in control, or something's happening from a chemical perspective that gives signals to the body which aids in its recovery. A very powerful, very, very powerful thought. So the author goes on to talk about the fact that personality creates your personal reality. And what is personality? From the author's perspective, personality are your personal thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. And each of these three things, the author reminds us, are all interrelated. Your action can create emotion, and your emotion can create thoughts, and your thoughts can create emotions and actions, and vice versa. So there's that ebb and flow between those three things that impact your life in a significant and meaningful way. And the author then goes on to say that at the end of the day, your life experience is an accumulation of your thoughts and choices. All of your past thoughts and choices have gotten you to where you are today. And those past thoughts and choices, even though they're in your past, they're no longer present, can change the way you feel, change the way you act, and change your physiology. They can also change, from what the author says, your DNA. They can change the chemistry of your body. They can change the way your brain is, your mind is. They can change the plasticity of your brain. So with time, we've been able to learn that the brain, the mind, can do a lot more things than what we knew in the past. And the author then talks that in order to change, we need to cross the river of change, where you are on the one side and the new you is on the other side. You need to go through some discomfort. You need to challenge yourself. You need to cross through the river. And by crossing through that river, your brain will create new pathways. Rather than using the old pathway, the old familiar pathway, your brain will create a new pathway, and the plasticity of your brain will change the structure of your brain. So it all depends on how you think, and what emotion and what intensity and what frequency you use will impact the structure, the rewiring of your brain. So the author then goes and talks about epigenetics, and that he suggests that thoughts and your beliefs can change your physiology, can change your DNA, because you're issuing different signals to your body, and those signals can impact what you see, what you taste, what you feel, how you feel it, how you taste it, with what intensity, and what chemicals are then dispatched and infused into your body. He goes on to say something which is very, very profound, that toxic thinking leads to toxic expressions and creates problems, not only for you, for those around you. And the things such as anxiety, insecurity, fear, anger, creates stress hormones. Just having those feelings will create stress hormones, will indulge and invite cortisol into your body, which will harm and impact your well-being. You know, these chemicals, these chemical reactions that happen in your body don't just happen by chance. They happen because something has stimulated them. And everything is either consciously or subconsciously initiated through the thoughts that we have. So if you have negative thoughts, then you're going to be creating negative sort of experiences. If you're having positive thoughts, then you may lead to having positive experiences, which rather than spew and spill stress hormones and cortisol into your body, will do the opposite and flood your body with endorphins and pleasure hormones, which are going to make you feel better and also make you healthier, because the cortisol has a negative impact, from what I understand, or the overstimulation of cortisol has a negative impact on your organs, your well-being, and your stress levels. So give a thought to what you're thinking about. Give a thought to what you're inviting into your life. And the thoughts and actions and the emotions that you have a impact, a massive impact on who you are today and the health that you'll enjoy in the future. So what you think, believe and do impact your health. You know, there's no two ways about it. You know, you don't have to be convinced about it. It's a medical fact. So we need to indulge in mental rehearsals, in positive mental rehearsal, and trying to swap out the many negative thoughts that come into our lives with positive thoughts at every opportunity, because these positive thoughts will create new neural pathways, and the more positive thoughts that we have, the more energy we align with those thoughts, the more positive emotion and the more frequency that we use, then the deeper that neural pathway and the more predominant and dominant it will be, so that instead of going across the negative pathway of the past, it will take a detour and go through the positive neural pathway that you've been able to generate through your positive thoughts. So as the author tells us, and we've heard this time and time again, that the brain can't tell the difference between something that is vividly imagined and something that is real. So you have the ability to shape the structure of your brain, to shape the way you feel and the chemicals that are processed and created in your body by your positive thinking and by the focus, the things that you focus on. You focus on the bad stuff, then it's going to cause anxiety, insecurity, fearfulness and anger, which is going to then stimulate cortisol and create health issues for you. So consider rewiring your brain in a positive way by inviting the positive plasticity, by thinking positive thoughts. They've done tests and have been able to show that if you overindulge in things like pornography, for example, it does change the structure of your brain. It enhances certain parts of your brain, it builds certain parts of your brain, and just like muscle, the more you stimulate it, the stronger it gets, until it gets to a point where things become addictive, and you get addicted to certain things because that part of your brain has been stimulated, and that stimulation, that overstimulation, creates certain hormones to be created and passed into your body, and it's a loop which just keeps on feeding itself through thinking, through emotion, through intensity and frequency. You can rewire yourself for a better life. But the author then finishes off his book by saying the most important thing of all is to live a life of gratitude, because gratitude is the thing that helps your brain, and it also stimulates pleasure hormones in your life, in your body, and it puts you in a position where you can grow, develop, and become a happier and more fulfilled person. And when you're happier and more fulfilled, then you can also be happier, and other people can be happier and fulfilled around you, because you can pass on that positive vibe. Anyway, let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's think about what we're thinking about and try and help ourselves and the people around us live a better life by shaping their brain and becoming a placebo to not only themselves, to the people around them. Be the positive placebo. Be the person who helps others see the world in a different light. And you'll be surprised at how your life will change, because as they say, when you change, everybody and everything around you changes for you. So take care. I need to keep a lookout where I'm going, just in case I get run over by one of these trams. But take care, and we'll chat again. Yassas from Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow from another location with another message, and we'll talk. Bye for now. I love you. Filakia, que taleme. Bye bye.